Hey there, toy collector friends and Doctor Who fans alike. A slight deviation for the channel today. This video is a little bit different. I mentioned a few videos ago that I've had a couple of messages about the Doctor Who, the collection, which is the reissue of all the classic series of Doctor Who, sort of 1963 through to 1989, in a limited edition special format, Blu-ray remastered, new special features, etc, etc. Now this is not a sort of a Blu-ray or DVD or film or TV review station or review platform, and there are lots of people who are better qualified and better experienced to do that than I. So what I'm going to do in response to the messages I received is I am going to review this. This is the brand new Doctor Who The Collection Season 9 edition that was released this week commencing the 20th of March. Some people have had advanced copies, but I've just managed to get mine today and throw a quick video together. I have taken the packaging off, etc, and had a quick look at it, and it really tipped me into wanting to do this video series. So I will ultimately release all the ones I've collected and the future ones I collect, but I'm not going to focus on the content of the Blu-rays. That I can leave in the purview of people who are more experienced and better placed to review. What I will say is, having watched some of the content, the high definition quality and the restoration quality on these is excellent. So if you're worried about duplicating purchase, don't, because I have the DVDs as well. I have the entire collection of Doctor Who DVDs that exist for the classic series, and the quality is a country mile apart in terms of the restoration work that's been done on these, so top marks for that. But as I say, that's not really what I'm going to be focusing on instead, and I can just say how hefty this is. Instead, I'm going to focus much more on the product, because as a collector, and some of you will be aware of this because you are collectors as well, it's what you're collecting and why you're collecting it. And I think in the next video around this, in which I'll do the first one that was released, which I think was season 12, which I very nearly didn't commit to for reasons I'll go into in that video, but the love, I have to say, the love and attention to detail that's gone into producing these is incredible. There hasn't yet been a dud pack, and they retail in the UK for around, and I'll say around because different places do them at different prices, and then some online stores do them at a certain price and then go, oh, you save some money, here's 1 pence back or something ridiculous. But they fluctuate around the 39.99, 40 pounds mark, but you do get an awful lot of bang for your buck. There are those who will tell you, rightly, that a lot of it is recycled material, and some of it is, that is true, but there's a hell of a lot of new material. And just to reiterate, the quality of the episodes, the vast majority of the episodes anyway that I've seen so far, is exceptional, utterly exceptional. So, you know, I can't impress upon you enough that it may sound expensive, especially if you've already got the stories contained in here on standalone DVDs or VHS, if that's your thing. Don't worry about that. The quality of this is excellent. So if you can afford it, and I appreciate not everybody can, but if you can afford it, I would recommend it. Not least because they have now branched out into the black and white era, which we'll also be looking at shortly, and I think the investment in this by consumers, by viewers, is really, really worth it. And that's why I sort of decided I would give people what they've asked for, about a bit of a look at these, because I know it's not a toy, but it certainly is a collectible, and it links to one of those franchises about which I've covered quite a lot, which is Doctor Who. So this is it. I mean, it comes, first of all, it comes in this sort of slip case, which is not uncommon for Blu-ray collectibles. Particularly steelbooks have this sort of tray that fits around the back end. But it's a kind of a nice, I quite like it as a dust cover. So it outlines here the particular stories, the 5 stories that are covered here. So there's 26 episodes that you're getting here. And it's, you know, it's very detailed. It shows you everything that you're going to get. I'll let you have a read of that. Feel free to pause the video if you want to have a closer look at that. And I think, you know, that you can see there already, there's a huge amount of new material on these discs. So if you in terms of value for money, if you start looking at what you're getting for it, I for one think there's a lot here to be happy with. And we'll start with the front and the fantastic artwork on the front of this. Here we have Jon Pertwee as the Third Doctor, with mutants, Ogrons, Sea Devils, Alpha Centauri, and of course the Dalek on the front there, and the whirry spinny thing that he uses to lull Agador into docility. Is that a word? It should be. It's a lovely word. But what a fantastic piece of clean artwork. And that is why I don't throw this away, because there's a little tray, storage tray. This is fantastic because I will keep all of mine of these in that. So even though they're on the shelf, and they're, you know, it's just beautiful, even though they're on the shelf, it'll be protecting these corners from scuffing and dusting and all sorts of other stuff. I'm going to move it out of the way for now though, just so I've got a bit of space to move. So it's quite a deep box. You can see that it's got very sort of minimalist, chic wording on the side. That it's very clean. It's very precise. It's using the sort of 13th Doctor era Doctor Who logo on it. Season 9 there presented for you. We get the Doctor there on the side, and then on the back it's also clean, but we've got the Third Doctor's TARDIS, and also, spoiler alert, the Master's TARDIS in its computer mode, a disguise there, whirling around in the time vortex, about to time ram, I believe it is, from the Time Monster, which is one of the stories included in this set. So you can see here, it's a very robust piece of packaging. I love it. I love the colour scheme. It's very much sort of the interior of the TARDIS to an extent, which I really love. And it's the art. This is, for me, is really about the quality of the artwork and what you get. So let's pop this open, and you can see straight away you get all of the discs here in this sort of the DVD pack, the Blu-ray DVD packaging. Apologies if I fall between the two, but it's here that I really get excited, because here you can see. Let me see if I can stand it so you can get a really good look at what is included here. So you get some phenomenal artwork on the inlay of this box. It's beautiful. I'll try and just pull these two a little bit for you. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's functional, and this is what I really love. And this is going to be not to bore you video after video, because we will find other things to talk about around the collection and me collecting the collection, but this is it's really beautiful, and it's velcroed shut. So you open it up here, and then you get another fantastic illustration of the Doctor and Joe Grant. You can see here they're facing a Dalek. You can see that from the eye stalk, and this opens up further to reveal well, you've got a 60th anniversary products catalogue that's tucked inside, and you get this fantastic booklet, again brand new, so that's all included in the price point, which breaks down what you get on each of the discs. It's very informative. There's lots of lovely artwork, behind the scenes photographs, stills, detailing of what's on there. As you'd expect, I mean, you get booklets with a lot of these things now, but so much stuff is streamed that, you know, when you're getting stuff on downloads or streaming sites, I won't start naming them, you do ultimately end up missing out on some of that expanded information, and of course the special features, the documentaries, interviews that have been put together by people that love the shows. I mean, look at this. This is what is behind those booklets. It's a fantastic mini diorama of the Third Doctor's TARDIS console room, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I think that again, the care and the quality of these fantastic products is what really tipped me into warranting making a little video. And I'm going to keep it brief. I just want to sort of give you a walkthrough of what this set looks like in hand, because oh, and I knocked the camera flying. But I just think it is such a cleverly, lovingly put together set that, you know, we should be appreciative of having. And as I say, I know it's expensive. I appreciate that there is a significant cost implication to picking these up and committing to it, and so not everyone can do that. It's a luxury purchase, but I do think that, you know, and as I say in the next video for this range of videos, I think it will become quite apparent that it is a bit of an investment, I do think, because they are a limited edition, and they're a genuine limited edition. They are then subsequently brought out again a few months later in a sort of standard release packaging, but that's just a bit more bog standard in terms of a little box set, as you would normally see in a box set. And if that's more in your budget range, then, you know, go for it, because again, it's still contributing to the quality of the work being produced. But I have to say I'm in awe of the love and attention that the classic series gets through this collection. And at the time of filming this one, I think this is the 13th release. So as there's 26 seasons in the classic range, we are technically 50% of the way there. And I'm really hoping that as we enter a new era of the 14th Doctor and then the 15th Doctor and so on, we don't see this range have to start amending its logos and fonts. The only reason I say that is because we've never yet had a complete collection that's been consistent. And one of the things I think people were very excited about with this range is the level of consistency that we've had so far in terms of the placement of the artwork, the placement of the text, the placement of the season banner, etc. on the spine. So when they're presented together, it does actually look like a cohesive collection. As someone that collected all of the available stories on DVD, that was again a major concern. Nothing was a concern, it's a minor niggle. I'm just being pedantic. But if you do like having things on a shelf, if you've got a lovely collection of books or a lovely collection of this, that or the other, you want it to look like the lovely collection that you've invested in, and you want to see that the people who are making it have invested in it too, because they love and care about the thing as much as you do. And I think so far we are really seeing that in these box sets. So for me, that is something that has really impressed me, and I'm really excited to see more about. So that's kind of all I have to say, really. I was just going to sort of give you a walk through it because it's brand new, and I wanted to share it with you because, as I say, I've been asked a couple of times when I look at the Doctor Who collection stuff, because I did look at some other merchandise stuff. I think it was for Supernatural, and that prompted some people asking me, well, would you mind looking at, do you look at these, do you collect these, is it something you could talk about? I do collect them, nearly didn't. As I say, I'll do that in the next video. I was going to do season 12 first because it was the first one released, because that would have made sense, but because this one has only just come out, I thought, well, I'll lead with this one and I'll follow it up quite quickly with season 12, and then probably do maybe one a month, maybe a couple of months, depending on what my schedule allows, until we've gone through all the ones that are currently available, and hopefully a few others have been released as well, because there has been a delay, because lockdown I think slowed the production down, knocked it on the head for a couple of years. They had some stuff in the can that they produced and put together, but it delayed a few other releases. So there's no sort of, for us, there's no long-term schedule that's made clearly available in terms of what's coming next. But if I do maybe one a month of what I've already got, there'll be a few others added in, and I might insert those as and when they're released. Anyway, we'd have to worry about that now. That's for the future. But in terms of the future and the past coming together, I recommend these collections because I just think they're a work of love. They're a love letter to the show. They are invested in by the BBC and those producing them. The care, the intricacy, the detail taken over the artwork, over the presentation, and of course over the content of the new documentaries, the new features, And that doesn't take away from the old features. And again, some people wouldn't have picked up all of the old DVDs. Maybe you've just discovered Doctor Who through the new series, post 2005, and this is your way into that. And if that's the case and you can afford to do it, that is fantastic, because believe me, this is proving to be a definitive collector's collection. So thank you for spending the last 16 or 17 minutes with me. You've been a fantastic audience. This has been Doctor Who The Collection Season 9, and I have been the time-travelling toy collector, never more so true than today. It just leaves me to say that a thing of beauty really is a toy, although this isn't a toy. I get it, it's not a toy, but that's what I say. So it's not a toy. It's not a toy. But you could play with it. You could put some figures in front of the diorama. It's a stretch. I mean, maybe don't do that. But anyway, is a thing of beauty forever. Take care. Au revoir. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.